Hey everybody, just doing a little quick Bitcoin update. So, big thing here, especially on the Thursday data that came in. ECB did what it was supposed to. Obviously, they always hit their marks, lowering their interest rates at 2.65. Initial jobless claims lower than expected, but still massively high. This is generally good for the dollar, but it's not, the market's not reacting that way. And tomorrow, I think we're gonna have some major volatility tomorrow. That's just my general thought. We have huge figures of huge economic data from the US coming out an hour before the US market opens on Friday, March 7th. Unemployment, non-farm, and average hourly earnings. On top of that, we also have what's going on in Bitcoin right now. Well, the Trump White House is having their crypto summit tomorrow. They're also having the Fed monetary policy reports coming out, and Powell speaking all through the open market. So, going to be pretty wild. I think the whole day. Just watch that crazy volatility. Could be a sell the news event. We'll see what Trump says, but at the end of the day, it's just all we know for sure is that it's going to be an increased volatility event based off of all of these factors. So, looking at Bitcoin specifically, on the day we actually broke down to about 51% long shorts. This gave us our nice retest of our zone we were interested in around 92k. Nice failure. People are starting to long again as we're breaking down a little bit locally. On the funding rate side, funding rates were a little bit neutral during the day. They've come back down to quite bullish. Very, very low funding rates across the board. BitMEX, still surprisingly, the one that I would not expect them to be the most negative, is one of the most negatives right now across the board. So this is awesome. Actually, it is. So awesome to see. So they're still influencing positions to potentially take longs. This is cool. And overall, the market still looks relatively settled in the fact that the majority of the existing liquidations are shorts. So on the liquidity delta, we've got some good downside. We had some really big breakdowns. We talked about the shorts around about 92k from yesterday. We've now gotten that. We've broken back down towards 88, potentially testing these lows. If we do lose the low here at 88k, I would expect that we have to come right back down to 86.5. And if you lose 86.5, you go straight to 84. Not much to say about it, but you've got some good liquidity stepping in both on the spot side and the perpetual side to potentially create a higher low. It's been trending down for most of the day, so it's overdue for a little bit of a corrected bounce to retest at the minimum something like 89.5. On the liquidation side, yeah, there's still got big juicy stuff down here at like 85 on the local lower time frame. If we have a little bit of a higher time frame outlook, look 2 weeks out to see where those big liquidations are. There we go. So we do have a pretty juicy thing below us, right down towards 85k, retesting those highs, potentially all the way down to 84. It starts to get a little bit more thin, but I would expect that if we do have some continuation breakdowns under this low here that we put in yesterday, around what 87.8, basically that low that we're testing right now, I would say that we're probably going to go get a fill all the way down 85, 85.2, somewhere in this one. The liquidations are too good there. We're not out of the woods yet with the big low move. I don't think we get below 70, but I do think that if we have another breakdown, we lose this higher low at 80k effectively, then it looks more like we're going to do the test all the way to like 74, 75. Grab those long liquidations, fill that CME gap. But we'll see. We'll see if we hold the higher low. On the liquidity order book side, just to show some local stuff, there's some decent local pressure that's been stepping in to push price down. Big block orders of almost 200 Bitcoin just to like hold price and push it. We've got some more stuff building here right above us. So I would say that if we do start gaining local lower time frame stuff, getting back above 89k, you should see a retest back towards 90 pretty quickly. But like I said, you're in local downside trending price action. So that all being said, looking at the chart, so we had the nice big push off of that hip, went all the way to 92.5 on the wick. Awesome, fully tested. It's now breaking down aggressive and hard. The 4 hour looked like it might have actually held something. It was trying to on the previous 4 hour close. We've completely nuked through it now, coming into some pretty interesting zones down here around 87k. So as we saw, there's some pretty decent amount of liquidations if we break this low and go down into this area, potentially to test 85. If we do happen to lose the 86.5 low, this is where if we break this, we have to go down here back towards March, 84.5, potentially 84k, with a wick potentially even down to 82, 83k. So we've got some local break in the upside trend. We're breaking back down to test things. We've had the snap short off of that move just because it played out too. It was too good not to take it, right? Too decent not to take that overall. And even the higher time frame one, it was too good. in that kind of like sweet pocket, 786 to 886. Shout out to StewTube. Go follow him on YouTube. I highly recommend it. He's brilliant. A good friend. But yeah, so we're seeing that localized failure. Like I said, if you get some local regains back above like 88.7, 88.8, you might get some retest up towards 89. But yeah, you have lost some local level, some local structure. You've got untested stuff below you. Just invert the chart. What's the kind of general vibe check? Well, you got some untested stuff here, right? And we could definitely go much lower, much higher than that if we have it inverted, right? So effectively what we want to see on the higher time frame is two parts. We want to see some holds of lows. Obviously, we want to hold the low as much as we can. We got some downside priority to come back down towards March. That's at least the gut feeling right now. The goal is to break above 94.5, that weekly high. If we get above this and actually close a 4-hour out and wick above it, we're actually seeing trend change. Why? From the low, we have a higher low and a higher high. If we break above it again, that's just confirmation that we're seeing significant trend change to potentially switch. So we're still in the move. We're potentially holding the low. We got local priority down, so make sure you're taking that pretty aggressively. The game changer here is very simple. You get above 96.5. That needs to be an alert. If you want to know how to make an easy alert, so you pick the level, 96.5, right click on the horizontal line, and you add an alert to it. Tell me when that is crossing. Only once, right? So definitely put that in there, because if we gain that, the amount of short liquidations above us is wild, right? So we have liquidations going all the way straight up back towards, 105K. I think this gets filled pretty quickly coming back into this kind of like major zone to test. We've got 3 weeks worth of liquidations here that could easily take us to 102. So you get above 96.5, you basically have the move up to 98K pretty quickly. Then you have maybe some higher lows. Then you get the move to 101, call it 102K. And then again, the next leg up gets you about to 106. The amount of short liquidations are still in place that are massive. We're taking some of the local stuff right now, and there is definitely liquidations and stuff to take below us. So we're not out of the woods. There's stuff we can come back towards 80K. Breaking below at 80K, we don't want to do it, but if we do, where are we going? We're going at least to here. If we break this low at 80K or 79K, you're going at least to 76. That's at least the general plan. So that's that. Take it easy, and catch you tomorrow. Peace.